Hello, I'm Adam, this is my vlog. Well, it's been a simple week. My car finally got fixed, is now out of the shop, and is running great, except my clutch has been moved to a different point where, as my clutch was slowly dying off and the release was very high apparently because of it, they moved my clutch release down to what is normal for most standard transmissions. And now I have to relearn how to drive my car. Now, because of the auto auction I work at, it hasn't been too much of a big problem, but I managed to make all ends meet and leave me with about $7 to spend, which will most likely be used either on food or possibly an emergency gallon of gas. In other news this week, I'm currently making biscuits, which I haven't made for a while. It's a nice cinnamon biscuit. And I'm not sure how well it's going to turn out, but I've made the portions different size, and they're cooking as I'm making this vid. So I'm waiting for those to come out of the oven. Another thing I got to do was I got to go trick-or-treating. A fun thing about trick-or-treating inside any state is that if you're wearing a costume, people do not really question normally that you give candy, even though Halloween has not come yet. There are these places that are family-friendly stuff that are made for little kids so they can go trick-or-treating and experience the holiday without too much problem, yet also have your safety of knowing that bad stuff isn't going to end up inside your kid's basket and they don't accidentally take some sort of drugged candy. I get to go trick-or-treating, get myself a nice thing of candy, which I have in an old ice cream bucket, which I use for whatever else, like stuff like this. Being a prop, people believe that you are dressed up in a costume, which I was, but I wasn't really anything. I have a nice little cape and sword, and I also got this brass pole here, which I thought was a copper pipe that fell on the side of the road, but it's a brass pole that looks like extends. And if I get this right, I can cut this into pieces and make small pistons for a Stirling engine, which I've been meaning to make, but haven't had the right tools for. A piston would be so much more efficient than what I was planning on otherwise, which is using a balloon as a basic diaphragm, which I still can do, but I haven't gotten around to it. But the whole hope about this thing is not to have to buy any material, but actually get everything out of scratch and see if it's possible. If this thing unscrews, then there's a good chance that I will have all the parts I need to make the Stirling engine. Pipe that fits in the other pipe, to make it so it slides in here easier, I have to sand either the outside of one thing or the inside of the other, so it has a nice sliding thing, but to work with what I got. This is roughly about the size of my room. So probably maybe 8 feet, maybe 9, I'm not sure exactly how tall the roof is. But, concept of having pistons is so nice. And this will give me several of them. Aside from that, I've done nothing more fancy this week. Except for been remembering old things that I've forgotten which apply to the human race. One is the phrase garbage in, garbage out. It's a computer term that pretty much says you take in stuff that isn't good for you or bad stuff, and bad stuff tends to come out, whether it be media or whatever else. So, it doesn't tend to help you live if you're eating stuff that is bad, which is ironic considering I just got a whole bunch of candy, and this is not necessarily good for you, but I'm happy to say that because the way this candy is made, you can actually say that so much of this is good for you, but you cannot take it inside mass, otherwise you'll get sick to your stomach. So, it's a lesson for all the kids out there, and we're going to go trick-or-treating. It is best to eat your candy slowly for 2 reasons. 1, because then you have it for a longer time, and 2, you don't get sick. So, you can have it, just not a lot of it. And there's the oven. I will see you later.